Okay. Yeah. Hi guys. Are you able to hear me? Yes. Everyone. We have of the participants joining now. Yes. Ranjit, Rebecca. Yes. Are you guys able to hear me? Yes. People on YouTube. Okay. Perfect. Yes. So quickly, the objective of this session today is right. So we are talking on some of the questions which are more importantly from the Quora's perspective. So that is where we'll be taking up a lot of the Q&As, right? So I have just kind of made a note of all those questions which are popular enough to kind of answer that particular CPA questions. So that's where we have taken out all the top questions which are there. So people who are new to CPA, right? So it is nothing but the US Chartered Accountancy which we are talking about, right? Like we have in India the Chartered Accountancy. The US Chartered Accountants are typically known as the CPAs, which is Certified Public Accountants. So today's session we are talking on the various questions what we have. Though a lot of the people can put up in their chat windows on YouTube and even on the webinar where I'll be taking up questions. But whatever the popular questions which are there on the Quora, I would be taking up, and we can take, because there have been a lot of changes with the way the exam have come into India, right? So that's where a lot of the questions which I have answered on Quora and all have undergone a change. So that's where we'll be taking up the various popular questions one by one, and then we'll kind of also answer the questions which are there from the participant side on the webinar as well, right? So the first question which comes up, right, on the CPA thing is, how difficult is the CPA exam, right? So that is the first question what we have, right? And again, so how difficult is the CPA exam? It's not like the chartered accountants, right? So typically the CA goes into more depth of the content, and chartered accountancy subjects typically are more in nature, right? So they are almost 20 to 21 papers, whereas in fact in CPA you have only 4 papers. So in that way CPA is little easier, I would say, than the regular chartered accountants exam which we have in India. And also the overall pass percentage, if you see the comparison, the CPA exam typically have 55 to 60%. So out of 100 people, 55 to 60 people passes the CPA exam. So that is how I would say the difficulty levels of the CPA exam. It's not so difficult what it looks like. When you compare with the traditional Indian exams like ICAI or ICAI or ICSI. So we have the chartered accountancy, we have the company secretary, we have the cost accountancy. To that comparison, I would say CPA is not so tough. Okay. The next question is, what are the best ways to prepare for the CPA exam? Now, this is a very common question which people ask, like, because though the CPA exam, the blueprint is there with the AICPA, but there is no material as such to prepare for the CPA exam. So what we recommend typically is to kind of go with the Becker content, because we are the Becker partners here. So apart from the Becker product which we give, we also give our own live classes. So that's where there are typical ways, because like that there are a lot of review providers. Like we have Beckers, we have Wiley, we have Rogers, we have Ninja. So like that there are a lot of review providers where you can. So these are the people who sets the material for AICPA, because AICPA doesn't have a study material on its own. So these review providers kind of prepare those particular materials, and you would need to study from those materials and kind of pass the exam. So that's how some of the ways to prepare is for the CPA exam. Okay. The question number 3 is, how can I get a job in US after clearing the CPA exam and Indian CA exam? Is visa or law favorable to the Indian chartered accountants plus CPA? Now, again, this question, how can I get a job in the US after clearing the CPA exam? I would say CPA exam is not for entry to the US, right? So it is typically not that after CPA exam you will straight away go to US. That typically don't happen, right? Because for going to US you need experience, you need visa. So there are a lot of other things. So a lot of the institutes have given a misconception that after CPA you can straight away go to US and work. That's not the way, because there are a lot of visas thing issues. So one is a work permit visa, one is a dependent visa. So it depends how you go. Now, how can I get a job in US? I would say is that once you clear the CPA exam, work in India. Here you work in any of the big fours, and through this Indian company, you can go to US and work there. So that's how I could say. Right, that is an easier approach, because see what happens is, even if you want to go to US, you need to have a certain amount of experience. If you don't have that kind of experience, it really makes things difficult for you. So the best way is to work 2-3 years here in Deloitte, EY, KPMG, or PwC, then kind of take it up with a study visa and go to US, and then that study visa gets converted into the work visa. Like an F1 gets converted into H1, because in US H1 is a work permit. Right, so that is the ideal approach. The visa and law, favorable and all, that is a different dimension altogether. Visa has nothing to do with your exams. It's a different process, because you need to take an excuse of masters. You want to do a master's in accountancy with any normal university where you spend very less amount, and since you have already a CPA, with that master's you can go to US and settle there and kind of hunt for jobs. That's the ideal route, I would say. Okay. Now, I passed BCom degree ANF from IGNOU. I have also cleared CA Inter. Now I have taken the bridge program. So can I write CPA exam simultaneously by preparing the bridge program? Definitely yes, because see, what happens is you already have a CA Inter. Both groups will give you 30. BCom ANF would give you 30. So typically it's 60 credits, and your bridge program anyways would give you 60. So overall, you would be able to sit for the CPA exam. Right, but in order to get the license, you need minimum of 150 credits. That is fine, that you can do it later also, because you have certain timeline of 3 years in order to meet the licensing requirements. Right, some of the state boards actually don't expire the scores also. A lot of the institutes have misguided the people that you need to apply for license within 3 years, else your scores get lapsed. So we already had a session with NASBA and AICPA last month, where the officials from NASBA and AICPA themselves have confirmed that a lot of the state boards have requirement not to expire your scores. So some of the institutes, just to tell or frighten the people, they tell that you need to apply for license within 3 years and all. That rule typically none of the states apply, because it's very unfair and discriminatory to just lapse the scores if you don't write the exam, you don't apply for license within 3 years. So a lot of the state boards don't have that rule at all. And some of the state boards who have that rule typically don't follow also, because they know the pain of passing the exam. So just don't get misguided with that particular things. Okay. Now, what are the some steps I can take to prepare for the CPA exam? So this is a very common question. I would say the steps is nothing but to join with Simandhar, start the classes, and join with us, attend our live classes of Simandhar. You can also watch the recorded classes and straight away start preparing. There is no better time, no need to delay, and you can straight away start for it. In case if you're interested, if you're not interested, you would like to explore more, then definitely I would say that you should do your due diligence and then take it up. What is the best order to take the CPA exam in if I want to get it all done in 3 to 4 months? So I would say the best order would be to start off with financial accounting reporting first, then with audit, and third would be business environment and concepts, and fourth will be regulation. The logic for I would say to start off with financial accounting reporting is the most voluminous content, right? In CPA, there are only 4 subjects, guys, and you need to score minimum of 75%. In that 4 subjects, FAR is the most voluminous content. So typically, ideally, one should start with FAR. But here at Simandhar, I typically tell to our students is that they should start with a subject in which they are more confident of, because you don't want to start with a subject which you are not confident, which you have never studied, and suddenly you fail, and the entire, I would say, the motivation goes down of pursuing the course. So I would say people should do a course in which people should do a subject in which they are more comfortable with. If they think that, okay, they are very good in accounting and all, they should definitely start off with FAR. They think that they're very good in audit, then they should start off with audit. So that's how I would say that would be the order of writing the CPA exam. So first would be FAR, second would be audit, third would be BEC, and fourth would be regulation, right? Any plan in future is one question coming up on YouTube by Srinath. Any plan in future to combine with big four companies to officially sponsor their employees? Srinath, as you know, we are already tied up with Deloitte. We are already tied up with EY. We are already tied up with BDO. So they all sponsor their employees and we are their direct partners. Right. So that's where I think there is no need to combine actually, because we are already tied up with them. Getting it? So we are exclusive partner in EY also. There's no other training partner for CPA in EY as well. So that's where we are already tied up with these big four companies, and they do sponsor also. So typically EY sponsor, Deloitte sponsor, BDO also sponsor their employees. Okay. Next question by Svetita C is US CPA after BCom correspondence. So we have tied up with a university for a bridge program, right? So what I would say, Svetita, is after your BCom correspondence, you can get in touch with our staff, and www.simandhareducation.com is our website. So you can get in touch with the colleagues and they can register you with the bridge program, and you can straight away start your CPA preparations also. Okay, so you don't need to wait for the bridge program to complete. You can do simultaneously only. So another question Reddy's have is, will there be any similarity between CPA and the diploma program, and also between CPA and CA final? So the bridge program which we have signed up is, so I have signed up like a couple of months back only with them, right? So the similarity is like I have just made it like a complete CPA curriculum only for you guys. So you don't need to study anything different from that. Okay, so it is 100% similar, and the bridge program is actually very easier. It's an online exam only, so it's a very easy thing. I don't think so you should have any issues. And CPA and CA final similarities, I would say CA final financial reporting and financial reporting of US GAAP of CPA FAR, which is financial accounting and reporting, is much more similar, I would say. And regulation is completely different. Other than that, not many subjects are similar to CA. Okay. So what level of knowledge is required to start CPA? Does your institute coach from scratch, or do you expect the student to have perfect knowledge with BCom curriculum? So Sinha, let me be very honest. We teach as if all of the students are non-accounting background, because we have people who are not from the accounting background. Some of them are from BSc and all. So we teach from the scratch. And I would say that might be a disadvantage for people who already have a basic knowledge, but that is how we teach, because we know that many of them don't even know the concepts of accounting. Today also, many of them don't know why the closing stock is credited to trading account. Why do we provide depreciation? So these are the basics we like to take it up, because we know that people are not trained from the basics at all. So that's where our teaching, our methodology is very much in depth. Apart from that, you have the Becker videos, but to be honest, at Simandhar, we always recommend that they follow the Simandhar video lectures, then Becker, because our accent is very simple. We go in depth of the concept, and MCQs and all other things, they can follow it from the Becker material. Okay, rest, all the coaching, all the training and all, we only take it up as if the student is from non-accounting background. So the depth of our teaching will be really big, and our number of hours also for each section is more than 200 to 250 hours. So that is how the number of hours we are spending on teaching each and every section of CPA. Okay. So what kind of, so Sriram have a question, what kind of roles and positions do we get after passing CPA? I think after passing Sriraman, you can go into the audit of Deloitte or PwC or EY. You can go into the taxation. You can go into the advisory, US GAAP, IFRS advisory. You can also go into the investment banking in the due diligence financial crime profile. You can move into the SOX profile, right? You can also move into the FP&A financial planning and analysis profile. So that are some of the things, corporate finance, business finance. So everything you have, Sriraman, after passing CPA. I would be very honest that majority of the profiles, whenever whoever passes CPA, they go into audit or they go into tax. But here at Simandhar, I have placed people at Standard Chartered also in the financial due diligence profile as well. In JP Morgan also, we have placed people at so investment banking also you get the opportunities. But to be honest, it is very limited, and that also it's due to our networking with the leaders, and that's how I placed them. Okay. So Dheeraj have a question for obtaining license. What are the necessary requirements? So, so we are the only institute who are providing license end-to-end licensing assistance, because I myself a CPA license holder from Montana, right? So that is my state board where I have my license, but I have my multiple licenses signed up with that. So to be honest, actually, it's a very, very simple thing. But the institutes in India, they are making it as a big fuss. It's a very, very simple process. You have 150 credits. You just, everything is online. You just need to go to create an ASBA account, an ASBA CPA licensing account, and you need only a CPA to sign for you, that I can do for you. So there is nothing big fuss about licensing. You just need 150 credits. So if you have a BCom, MCom, if you have a BCom CA, if you have a BCom CA inter and a diploma or something, BCom or a ICAI, so you'll get the licensing, because your BCom gives you 90 credits, right? Your ICAI, your CA or your MBA or your MCom gives you 60. So 90 plus 60 will become 150. Even if you don't have 150, don't worry. You have 3 to 4 years of time to meet those 120 to 150. Okay. So Dheeraj, I think that should answer your. Jigar, I have a question, sir. I have asked for finance to bank, but they don't know about the course. So they are not providing education loan. How to avail education loan? So Jigar, we are tied up with some of the loan partners. So that works like a personal loan only, but we are giving it at a very, very negligible rate of interest. That is only 5%, right? Even I think the lot of personal loans, you have 13% to 14%. Here at Simandhar, the fees is like 1.10 or somewhere. And then you have around 6,000 to 7,000 rupees as an interest. And over the period of 12 months, you can make the payment of the CPA exam. Right? We do have 24 months EMI also. That is all done through our loan partners. So I don't think so they will ever reject that, because you don't need to worry. So the financing option is there with the Simandhar. You can talk to our counselors and they can put you into the loan. Even people who want to make the payment also, I would strongly suggest you to go with the loan option only, because the interest rate is very, very less. Right? It's only 3 to 4,000 rupees. Why do you want to make the payment on your own? Rather, you can take a loan with these guys and you can make over the period of 12 months. So the loan option is a very, very good option. We signed up 3 months back only, and they have been disbursing and they have been approving the applications very nicely. Until your CIBIL is very, very bad, you might have taken multiple loans and have defaulted, then I can't do much about it. Okay. I hope that answers, Jigar, your question. Shwetita C has a question. Total time to complete the course with license. If you want the entire duration to complete the course of CPA, I would say with license would take you around 1.5 years, right? So that is in case if you're a BCom and MCom already. If you're only having 120 credits, you might take 1 year to complete the CPA exam, which is like 10 to 11 months. And another 1 year, I'm adding it for as a buffer for the MCom and all sort of stuff to meet the balance credits. So overall 2 years with license, you should get it, provided you don't have 150 credits, Shwetita. Karthike, if I start classes with Simandhar by end of Jan, can you give us a brief plan for 4 exams and when we can ideally complete the exams considering office commitments? So Karthike, I would suggest that never put a deadline if you're working, because you already have a pressure. You don't want to have additional pressure with CPA. So when you're studying, please don't put a deadline. Study as if you are learning the subject rather than completing like a. So this will just become another exercise and you might not enjoy the qualification at all. So I would strongly suggest that go with 1 hour every day. Don't do heroics. No need to do heroics and become a hero by telling I'll study 20 hours, 18 hours and I'll finish off in 3 months, seeing the other institutes. That's a stupid way of studying. Okay. You need to take some time to spend to understand the things. It might take 9 months. It might take 12 months. Some of them might complete in 8 months also. You might complete in 13 months also. What we want is you study along with job. It's not easy. So you take 1 hour every day and then slowly increase the time to 2 hours to 3 hours after 1 month. You might see in 1 month, you might be shelling out only 1 chapter you might have completed. Don't get panicked because you're already working along with a degree. Every day, 1 hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, I think you should complete the CPA exam in 12 months along with your job. I think that's the minimum thing we are expecting, Karthik, that you might you just need to spend only 45 minutes to 1 hour. I think that's not a big deal. Okay. So every day, if you spend that consistent study, I think you are good to go with that, all the 4 papers. And every quarter, 1 paper, every 3 months, 1 paper, and 12 months, you will finish off the course. Okay. As US has its own restrictions, Rebecca has a question. Would you advise us to take up the Australian CPA or Canada or New Zealand CPA through MRA? I don't think so, Rebecca, because in Canada, US CPA is already accepted. Though people keep telling that US CPA already have an MOU with Canadian CPA, so you don't need to write any exam. But there are 2-3 conditions, Rebecca, for that, that you need to be a licensed CPA and you need to have 30 months of experience. Okay. So, but I would say that US CPA anyways are hired in Canada. We have a lot of students. You can go through our YouTube video where I've done a video with Riddhi on Canadian CPA itself. And she is working with a US CPA in Canada. So I don't think so that you need to have a Canadian CPA specifically. Okay. It's just that you need to shell out more money. That's what they are doing it. How long does the access to your resources valid for preparation? Simandhar videos, there is no limit at all. It's an unlimited access. Simandhar login. Becker typically have 24 months of access. But if we are not passing you within 24 months also, I don't think so that we are a right institute to join. So that's how I would put it up. Okay. I'm working in UK tax outsourcing and tax team. What will be the benefit of CPA in my career? How it will work in my career progress? Neha, to be honest, just because I'm doing a CPA session, I don't want to tell you lie. I don't think so CPA will add any value in your tax team of UK because you're doing a UK taxation. Okay, so CPA will not add any value. You can do a CPA and get out of that company and then join another company, but you will be hired as a fresher with 6 to 6.5 lakhs is a package of CPA. So I don't want to lie or be dishonest on your question. So CPA will not add any value if you are into your same company and doing a UK work only. If you're wanting to get out of that work and join a new company, you will be treated as a fresher. This UK experience will not add any value to you if you're going into a US based company. I hope that clarifies, Neha. Okay. So once you do a CPA, you'll need to be out from that company, or you need to tell that company itself to move you into the US work. Okay. And they would be doing it at your same package. You will not see any compensation increase. Okay. I hope that's clear. Dheeraj is telling, I completed my BCom and CA Inter. Am I eligible? Dheeraj, definitely yes. Your BCom gives you 90, your CA Inter gives you 30. But again, you need to submit the documents because a lot of the time CA Intermediate is not considered by NASBA. So once we see your CA Intermediate documents, when did you clear your CA Inter and all, and then we can accordingly tell. You can get in touch with our counselor, www.simandhareducation.com. Visit there, talk to the people, get your documents and evaluation done. So Balaji, I have a question. For a person with 6 years of experience in corporate taxation, would EA or CPA be a better option? I'm assuming, Balaji, you are in the US corporate taxation. I would say that 6 years of experience in corporate taxation, CPA or EA would be, because CPA exam is in India, I would say you can go ahead with CPA because of one thing is that you can always change the profile later. If you want to continue only in tax, Balaji, then I think enroll agent is a right qualification for you. But tomorrow, if you want to move to audit or any other industry and all, then CPA definitely has. And I would say EA plus CPA also is a terrific combination anyways. Okay, so that is also a good thing. So it again depends on your interest. If you want to make career in entire taxation, then EA is a better qualification. If you want to move around the roles later on the leadership level, CPA is better. So EA can take you to manager level, right? After EA, you can do CPA. CPA would take it up to, I would say, to the leadership level. If you are an Indian company, I think then CPA is a better choice because Indian taxation is completely different and your experience will not be considered at all, Balaji. Let me be again honest. I don't know what other institutes might have said you. They might have said you to do it. Again, to be honest here, if you do a CPA, you will be still considered as fresher. Your 6 years of corporate taxation experience will not add a single % value. You will be considered as a fresher only. I repeat it again. I don't know what others have said you, but this is what it will be treated. You will, because it has nothing to do. Your Indian taxation experience has no value to a US company. Okay. So once you do a CPA, you'll be considered as a fresher at 6.5 to 7 lakhs package. Right. So that's what I can tell. Or with CPA, you can move abroad to US based countries and all. Right. After you get the valid experience, your visa and all, Balaji, that's a better bet. Moving to Canada and all, because Canada is a better place, I would say, to migrate than US. And then from Canada, you can move to US. So that's how you can play the dynamics. right? But if you're not going abroad, if you're just in India, then I don't think so CPA will add much value to you, because you already have 6 years of experience, unless you're ready to work as a fresher again. Okay. Dipesh, I have a question. Hey sir, I've completed my BCom. Am I eligible for EA? Yes, Dipesh, you are eligible for enroll agent. Straight away you can contact on our website www.simandhareducation.com. You can get in touch with our counselor. Glad to help you around. So Rebecca, I have a question. With so much flexibility and popularity, do you think that this field would get crowded? Will the standard drop anytime in future? Standards will drop, right? But standards are not made by the qualification. Standards are made by the people, right? CPA or CA or ICAA or any of the things, it is based on the people. If you are having the right skill, if you're very good in communication, you will be hired, even though there are 10 lakh CPAs in India, right? See, in CA also, there are so many people passing, but everyone doesn't get hired, Rebecca, right? They get hired on their skills. They get hired on the way they communicate. They get hired on their integrity and ethics. A lot of the people who put on their resume also, they don't talk the same way what they're talking to the hiring person. So a lot of these things comes into play, Rebecca. It's not so easy to get a job. So job is completely different from the qualification, because your interviews really will be a standard ones. Okay, if Amazon is hiring you, I'm talking about Amazon, Google, Facebook, Adobe, and all those sort of companies. Big Fours and all, they really don't care, because they're hiring like anything. Even though there are 10 lakh CPAs, they really don't care, because they need to keep hiring, because that's the way they operate. Because a lot of the outsourcing work is coming to India, right? The opportunities will be limited, but then you will need to be the best in that limitations. That's where we have Toastmasters Club in Simandhar. We have a lot of the things. We keep telling our students to attend that, but many of them, as you know, or based on their interest, they join those clubs, and we do help them around and groom them so that they are corporate ready. Okay. And again, if I want to join for 2 subjects with Simandhar, will I be accommodated? With Simandhar login, you can, but with Becker, we can't. Okay, because Becker, we only accept that you go for all the 4 subjects. 2 subjects, typically the price is really high of Becker, Shatarupa. So that is the only problem. We don't give for multiple subjects. That's the only mistake. Like many students ask us, unfortunately, I would say it's better to go for 4 than for 2. Okay. Aviral, I have a question. Can BCom honors plus MBA from any college in India will give 150 credits? Definitely yes. Your BCom gives you 90. Your MBA from distance also gives you 60. 90 plus 60 will give you 150 credits. You are straight away eligible. So your MBA or your BCom, even though if it's in distance, it really doesn't matter, right? So BCom, but still I would suggest that you should give your documents to the Simandhar Education counseling team, so that they can do a validation and tell you comfortably, because without documents, it's very difficult to talk. But per se, the knowledge is that your BCom gives 90 and your MBA gives you 60. Okay. Pradeep, I have a question. I am having a chartered accountancy, having 14 years of experience, now heading a finance department in an MNC. CPA will help me if I want to change the company. Pradeep, again, I want to be very honest, just because I'm doing a CPA session just to enroll you. I don't know what other institutes might be telling you. I think chartered accountancy is more than sufficient, and you have 14 years of experience. Your experience plays a bigger role. I don't think so CPA will help you to change your company. Your experience and your chartered accountancy qualification will help you move the company. But having said that, one additional point can come. It might help you getting your resume selected, right, Pradeep? Because you are doing a new qualification, they might see that, okay, he's updated with the latest content. Because you might have done CA 14 years back, so they might think that he's not updated. In that way, if you do a CPA, they might think that, okay, Pradeep is a little updated with the subjects. In that way, they might consider. But again, I would say my first question would be that, why do you want to do that? Because you already have 14 years of experience. You're already a chartered accountant. CA is a very, very good qualification to go ahead. Okay, unless and until if the companies are like Adobe or Amazon and all, they typically want that you have a CPA also, because just that you are updated and all. So just for your interest, I would say, Pradeep, you can do it. But if you want to just switch over to other companies, you can definitely do it with just a CA also. You don't need to do a CPA in order to move to the companies. Having said that, you have 14 years of experience, to be honest. I hope that clarifies, Pradeep. Okay. So one question comes up is, I have passed BCom and I am a chartered accountant inter. Am I eligible to take up the CPA exam? I have already clarified that. If you're a BCom, you'd get 90. Your CA intermediate gives you 30. But again, we need to see the documents. Then only we can tell that whether you are eligible or not, because a lot of the CA intermediate doesn't get credits as well. So you need to see when you have done your CA intermediate and all. There are a lot of years where the evaluation agency don't give credits also to CA intermediates. Right. So once you give the documents and all, we can tell you whether you're eligible or not. But having said that, from generic sense, I think you're eligible. What is the best CPA exam preparation course is one question, and why? Again, if you're asking Sripal Jain, I will anyways tell Simandhar and Becker is the best, but that's not the way you do your things to find out. You go through trial videos, you ask each and every review provider, tell them to give their trial classes, check whether they are actually taking the classes or not, or are they just giving you only the Becker product. They are not training you anything. So that is what you need to see, the trial classes, and see whether you're comfortable with those classes or not. At Simandhar, we give the trial classes for Simandhar classes also, and we give the Becker product trial classes also. Go through the trial classes of each and every review provider, like Wiley, Roger, Becker, anyone. Go through those review course providers and see how comfortable you are with Simandhar classes and Becker or other providers, and then take your decision. Just don't take a decision just because we are telling the best, because anyways we will tell we are the best, right? So that's how everyone will tell. But for you, I would say that you should validate with all the review providers and then take the best decision. Okay. Thank you so much for genuine advice. I have one more query. Is there scope of getting freelancing work related to US tax work after doing EA course? Definitely, yes, Balaji. We have seen a lot of the people opening their own taxation firms. You can definitely get, we can connect you. We have a lot of our networking. So we can definitely connect you to those entrepreneurs or to those practicing CPAs and EAs who have opened their own firms. And it's a bold step. That's something not many people are doing. Always do the thing where not many are doing, right? So what is the success rate of CPA in Simandhar versus success rate in India? In Simandhar, I think the success rate is 95%. So out of 100 people, I would say 95 passes. 3 or 4, they don't pass because I really don't know the reason. But I'll definitely work on it. And we are targeting that we should get an achievement of 100%. And that's our goal for this year. 100 out of 100 is what our score is. But I don't think so that 95 is also bad, because not many are having that much time. Also, sometimes there are a lot of valid reasons that they are not passing. And I don't think so that you should rate an institute also with their passing, but you should rate with the way they teach and all, because end of the day, it's up to the candidates how they perform, because the 90% commitment should be from the candidates. Out of 10%, I think we would give 24/7 hour hard work in passing the students. Okay. But anyways, that's our success rate, 95%. And how much is the CPA course price? Now, what is the cost of CPA, guys? So what happens is, at Simandhar and at the other institutes, you might see that the training fees and all ranges from 1.1 to 1.25 to 1.3. So that's the training fees. But apart from that, you also have the CPA exam fees, which is almost closer to what? $1,000, 70,000 rupees is the CPA exam fees. Right, then you have the international testing fees, which is $1,500, which is 1,05,000. Then you also have the evaluation fees, which is for 25,000. So overall, the CPA course cost would be 3,20,000 to 3,25,000. But you don't need to pay at a time or immediately. You need to spread across this over the period of 12 months. So that's what it is, right? So this 2 lakhs divided by 4, 50, 50, 50, 50, you will spread across over the period of 12 months. Okay. And I heard that to pass CPA, one should have 75 percentile, not percentage. Can you please comment on this? Yes. So what happens is, CPA is a graded based scoring. Okay. It is not a percentage. So if you get 3/4 right, need not be that you will pass the CPA exam. It's like CAT. It's like GRE, GMAT. It's a graded based examination. So even though you might be getting the very difficult paper, or you might not have done much of the questions right way, still you might have an outside chance of passing the CPA exam, because CPA is a graded based exam. The difficult the questions are, the more the chances of passing. Okay, one of them have just said to repeat the fee structure again. I just repeat the fee structure. Overall CPA course fees along with training and all, whether it be Simandhar or any of the training classes or what, it would come around 3,25,000. Out of that, 2 lakh rupees is for the entire CPA exam fees. It is about the testing fees. It is about the application fees. So that all goes to the AICPA, not to Simandhar or to any other institute. Okay. Uh, okay. So thanks a lot. When is the EA course open for admission at Simandhar? It's already open. You can definitely join. So that's not a problem. So can CPA help a MBA finance with 5 years of experience and career growth? Definitely yes. I have not seen MBAs without a professional qualification going to a CFO post. You would need a professional qualification to go up the corporate ladder, Aviral. So I think CPA is a mandatory qualification for you. I don't think so with this MBA finance. You would need to do a CPA, just that the career becomes more, you'd have more diverse opportunities, to be honest. I'm in UAE, done with the evaluation done. How can I proceed with your organization? Dipesh, I think you need to go to www.simandhareducation.com. The website, it has a number there. You can go and contact that particular thing and they can get in touch with you, Dipesh. Alternatively, we are also on LinkedIn. You can follow us on LinkedIn at Simandhar Education, and that's how you can get it. So now we get loan for 3.25 from your tie-up. So typically they give it. So you can get in touch with our counselors and they can guide you accordingly. Okay. So one question comes up is, I just want to know how much cost for CPA training. So CPA training overall comes to around 1.2 to 1.15 to 1.25 at Simandhar. But again, it depends. It keeps changing every month due to the Becker pricing and due to the Forex fluctuations. And the reason why the training fees is little above a lakh rupees because of the Becker product. Apart from Simandhar classes, we give you the Becker product, which is updated with all the materials and all. And it's one of the finest product today what we have even in US and all. So that's why the fees is little higher, I would say, but still it's worth, because it will help you in passing at the first go. Okay. Right. So yes, I think Jigar, that's right, because there's a different what you say course there's a premium, there's a limited, there's unlimited packages. So there are different packages with Becker. You can get in touch with the counselors and do that. Okay. I'm working with ICICI debt collection from past 6 months. How is US CPA as an option for me? I think you can definitely go ahead for US CPA, because 6 months experience is not so bigger experience, and that experience will not be considered. Unfortunately, you will be working like a fresher only after CPA at a 6.5 to 7 lakhs package is what you would be getting after you pass the CPA. I hope that is clear. Your 6 months of experience has no relevance. Please give us the details for the undertaking which is given to NASWA for bridge course. So I think Varun, once you enroll with us, our team can support you in that particular thing end to end, and they can guide you, because the undertaking and all, we typically share that entire information along with Becker and Simandhar once they are enrolled. So once you are, I think, enrolled, I think they will guide you end to end on that. So we typically help in evaluation, licensing, in bridge course, in all the things from end to end. There are a lot of state boards selections also we help around, whether you're eligible for Montana or whether you're eligible for Guam or Alaska or anything. So the entire team helps you around with the state board selection, with licensing, with evaluation, with training. So there are a lot of things which we take up. Okay, it's not just about the training also. So the entire support and logistics is done end to end. All right. As you said, CPA success rate is 95%. Is it easier? Aviral, that is not CPA success rate. It is actually Simandhar success rate. Okay, CPA success rate is 55%. So out of 100 people, 55 people pass in CPA exam. Okay, it's not 95 people. I hope you are getting that. Okay. Now, do we get the video recording for every live session, or do we have any restriction? There are no restriction for number of views like other institutes. Here you have unlimited views. You can watch the videos n number of times. So there are no restrictions on any of those things. Okay. Is CA articleship considered as experience for CPA? In some of the state boards, Shivani, it is considered as an experience. But again, you need to send out your documents, and then we can kind of tell you whether that articleship will be considered. But having said to your question, yes, there are a couple of state boards which do recognize CA articleship also as 1 year of experience and all. But again, you should qualify for that state board. That's where we help around with the state board selections also. I am CA, CMA already. Chandu's question, what adds me if I do CPA? It will make you more global. Chandu, you can move to abroad. You can also move into the US based companies. And that is what is the value which CPA would add you. Okay. I think that's where you would had a little higher advantage, because the CAs are also, a lot of the chartered accountants are there. So the competition is more. If you have an additional degree like CPA, you can always be a preferred person among both of them. Okay. Hi guys. Hi Sripal. I am now 28. After 30, if I pass CPA means, can I get a job opportunity? Any age eligibility is there? Definitely no, Vamshi, but you would start as a fresher if you don't have any experience, and 7 to 8 lakhs will be the package. 6.5 to 7, that is the ideal average. But just because of your age and all, I think you might still get a better advantage of 8 to 8.5. Okay. Advantage any given day, Jigar, because we already have Simandhar support to you. But still, I would say you can go for premium also, because that is also good. But again, it depends on end to end. You can get in touch with our counselor. They should be the best person to tell you which product you need to go in. What is the process of verifying work experience by a CPA? Varun, we do that. In my team, there are 3-4 licensed CPAs. So we verify the licensing experience for you. So you don't need to worry. I would be there to sign you up. If I am not there, there will be other CPAs who would sign up. So that's how it is. That's how we verify the work experience. You need 1 year of work experience after you pass the CPA, okay, to get a degree. But that doesn't stop you from searching for jobs. A lot of people get worried that, okay, after 1 year of work experience only, I'll get the CPA certificate. That's not like that. You get a congratulatory letter. Based on that congratulatory letter, you can hunt for jobs. That's not a problem. Oh. Hello, sir. What is the average package for CPA pass out in India, and state boards matter in CPA? There are no state boards matter. It's a uniform CPA examination. Doesn't make any sense. If you're from California, it doesn't make you are very great. If you're from Guam, you're very bad. It doesn't matter at all. But you need to be very careful which state board you are going with. That's why we tell that when you're going with Simandhar, we would help you around with end to end. A lot of the state boards don't have MRA with Canada, and also you might not get a Canadian CPA also, Zenal. That's why your institute plays a very, very important role. What is the average package for CPA pass out? 6.5 to 7 lakhs is the CPA fresher package. That's what is the ideal starting salary. Just one doubt on the selection of the state board with regard to employability in US. Do I have to select the state in which I will be working in future, or I can select the board purpose? Say, you can always transfer the license. Kalyan, you can have mobility agreement are signed up. If I have a license from Washington, I can also apply for additional licensing from other state boards also under the mobility agreement. Right? So you can always transfer the license to another state board where you want to work. That is definitely yes. The answer is yes. Again, we need to check your documents. Once you have the documents, we can tell you that which state board where you can have those particular transfer, or do you need to do some bridge course which is of 1 year? That also you can do it. But definitely the answer is yes. You can move the licensing from one state to another state. There is no issues at all. Can I get US CMA if I have a CMA in India? Kajal, unfortunately, now you can't get a US CMA if you have an Indian CMA. That MOU is gone. Please don't get misguided by other institutes who are telling that if you do an Indian ICAA, you'll get a US CMA. That MOU is abandoned. So if you are having an ICAA, you still have to do US CMA. That misconception is should be taken out. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just taking US CMA question because that has come in the YouTube. So that's where I have taken up. So Vanaku Omkar, I have a question. I'm working as an audit analyst, audit delivery center with Deloitte USI from last 2 years. Will this be considered if I have a CPA? 110% yes is the answer, Vanu. If you have 6.5 lakhs package, add additional 2 to 3 lakhs, you might be hired at 10 to 10.5. If you have a CPA after working for 2 years under Deloitte USI, because that's a relevant experience. Okay. Because Deloitte USI experience is more on US GAAP and IFRS. Sir, I'm studying in BCom. How can I apply? Can I apply after BCom or after CA? After BCom, Vijay, you can apply. Parallelly, you can do US CMA also. Okay. Is US CPA and Canada, USA has an MRA? Yes, Vishal. They have an MRA. So once you do a US CPA, and if you're a licensed US CPA and are having 30 months of experience under the MOU, you can get the Canadian CPA without writing a single exam of Canada CPA. Okay, so that's where the licensing is important, and that's where you need to join an institute which will help you end to end in the licensing and the evaluation and support. See guys, it's just not about teaching at Simandhar, because end of the day CPA process is also very complex, and that's where we add 365 days support there, so that your evaluation process is smooth, your licensing is smooth, everything goes very smoother for you. Okay, next question is it worthy? I think, what is that? So how far can a CPA change your life? I think that's a very, very good question, because a lot of the people don't know only why are they doing CPA. Just because CPA exam is in India, that's a ridiculous way of doing a qualification. CPA exam India का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप लोग CPA का exam लिखेंगे. First of all, do you actually want to do this qualification or not? Is the question, is what you need to ask. Are you seriously interested in US GAAP, IFRS, audit, tax? Is that your cup of tea? Do you read your newspapers every day? Do you track the financial results? Do you check the quarterly results of the companies? How passionate you are, that will decide your job also. Because after passing CPA also, there is 100% guarantee that you might not get a job. It's just not about Deloitte, EY and all. We have placed people in Standard Chartered, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, because there were a lot of passionate students. So you need to decide whether are you really passionate for CPA or not. If you are, then do it. Just because CPA exam is in India, that's not a valid answer for writing this exam, right? That might be used by marketing stunt by a lot of the institutes, right? But to be honest, that's not the requirement that you write the exam, right? You want to write the course, you want to invest certain period of time, because you are investing 9 months of your life, guys. So you need to be very, very careful and serious that you really want to do this or not. If you have decided, yes, I need to do it, then go for it. There is absolutely no problem at all. Okay. So how much cost it would be, like total, like from NASBA to all exams? So Kajal, I've already, I think multiple times have informed in the webinar. So overall cost would be 3,25,000 to 3,30,000. Again, if you want to go with a high-end product where you have unlimited access of Becker, it can go to 3.5 to 3.6. So how long will it take to do evaluation and registration process completed before sitting for the exam? Saurabh, we already have the NASBA expediting process with us. We are registered with NASBA as their provider. So our evaluation typically happens at a faster rate. But again, I would say 2 to 3 months it takes for the process to complete. But parallelly, you will also not write the CPA exam immediately, right? Saurabh, you need to study for 2-3 months also. So parallelly, simultaneously, along with the evaluation, you can study for the CPA exam. You don't need to wait for the registration process to complete. You can do parallelly. Okay, simultaneously, you outsource that entire thing of evaluation to us at Simandhar. We will work on that, and you just need to study. That's all. You don't need to do anything. You just sit and study. That's it. Okay. So what is the validity period of the evaluation report received? There is no validity period at all. Typically, it is average of 3 years, but you can always write to NASBA and extend your evaluation report validity period. Okay, to be honest, there's no validity period. They can always extend it. State to state, it depends. Okay. Again, it depends on state to state. I'll need to be giving that disclaimer. How relevant is CPA for real estate accounting and asset management industry? Sina, that's what I said. I have placed in JP Morgan. It's an asset management profile only. So I think CPA definitely adds. CFA also has a very, very good importance there. I think CPA also, they are hiring for the same profile. It's a very, very relevant thing. You can go ahead. Does CPA open more job opportunities as compared to CMA? I think CMAs, we typically tell to the people who are BCom or studying along with BCom, we suggest them to do US CMA. After BCom, we suggest them to do CPA. And if they don't, if they feel that CPA is very difficult, then also we suggest them to do US CMA, because US CMA, the subjects are overlapping in CPA. Okay. So that's why we tell them to do US CMA and then tell them to do US CPA. That's how we do it. Okay. Is exam center in Hyderabad? Yes, Satish, the exam center is in Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, right? Ahmedabad, Kerala, so Kolkata. So these are the CPA exam centers. Prometric centers are there in India. Okay. Can I get job in US after CPA? I'm studying in India. Again, I'm telling you guys, please don't misguide it. These institutes who are telling you that with CPA you can go to US, no is the answer. No, no, no. Right? To go to US, you need experience. You need to write your IELTS or GRE or GMAT exam. You need to write TOEFL. So there are a lot of things you cannot get like that. Okay. And the better thing will be to do CPA, sit in India, work in Deloitte, EY. They themselves will send you to US after 3-4 years. Okay. That's how you should take it up. Can someone tell me what will be the minimum cost? Is it possible in 1.5 to 2? Again, I have clarified. It's not 1.5 to 2. It will take around 3.25. Okay, so that's the overall cost. 3.25 to 3.5 depends on the dollar fluctuations. Okay, so should I study a CPA and BCom simultaneously after 12? The answer is no, because you need a maturity for CPA exam. I don't think so. Pursuing BCom can study CPA, though many of the institutes can enroll. But at Simandhar, we don't enroll students who are doing BCom first year and they want to do CPA. Unfortunately, we don't allow that, because I think CPA requires some maturity, and BCom first year candidates might not have that maturity. Unless and until they have done CA Inter or CS Inter or ICAA Inter, then you're most welcome at Simandhar Education. Else, please don't come. We will not take you. That's the only problem we have. All right. What is a time period required to complete a CPA from India? I've seen a lot of the ads coming up for CPA that you can complete the CPA qualification in 6 months, 7 months, all stupidity that is. It depends on candidate to candidate. Don't get that pressure of finishing off the qualification. You might take 12 months. You might take 18 months also. There is no wrong in taking a lot of time also. End of the day, you want to pass the exam. You don't want to run a race. He might complete it in 6 months because he's simply sitting idle. So that's where he might be studying whole day, that only. All right. So overall time period on an average, CPA takes minimum of 12 months to complete. Okay. And does CPA requires 150 credits? As I've already clarified that even if you have 90, you can still sit for the CPA exam, provided you get registered with a bridge course. Right, you don't need to wait for the bridge course to complete. Simultaneously, along with 90 credits, also along with bridge course, you can sit for the CPA exam. You don't need to have 150. Okay, 150 is needed in future for your licensing. Which is better, AICPA or US CPA? One wants to work later in Canada. Any given days, US CPA, because UK has no relevance in Canada, right? So Canada, there are not many UK companies. There are a lot of US companies. Doesn't make any sense to do AICPA. If I'm planning to move USA after CPA exam, will it be added advantage? 110%. The answer is yes. Am I eligible for CPA exam but not for license, as I don't have graduation equivalency due to undergraduate and post graduation? What to do? So Nakul, don't need to worry. You can do a BCom IGNO also and still sit. You can get in touch with our counselors. They would help you around. Okay, don't worry. Is it really difficult that then CMA India, or it depends on the students? It depends on the teacher as well as the student, how the teacher is teaching you. If Simandhar faculties are good or not, you should see it by seeing their trial videos. If they are really good through the trial videos, then join, else don't join. How much recent an experience should be? I don't think so. Pre or post experience, anything will be counted. I'm doing my CPA from Alaska, but now seeing that Alaska doesn't have reciprocity with CPA Canada, how can I apply for CPA Canada after becoming US CPA from Alaska? That's where you need to get in touch with the Simandhar team. Once you are enrolled, we can help you around with that. Hi, sir. After CPA, how difficult it is to get placed in US for job? I think once you get the visa and all, we do help around in US also. We have been continuously working on that. And very soon you might be seeing 1 or 2 international placements which we are doing. And I want all the blessings from all the people who are watching us today, so that a lot of the people get placed internationally also, in India also. That's where we are doing that. Every institute, their major responsibility is to pass and to place. That are the 2 things we are also focusing on. And I hope that we keep being consistent in that. We have been doing that consistently, but I just hope that we keep doing that forever, right? So can I get 2021 batch details? You should get in touch with our counselors. www.simandhareducation.com is our website. You can get in touch with us on that website and contact our counselors. I think they should help you around. Okay. Okay, that has been 1 hour of non-stop questions. Okay. Okay. Is it enough to spend time 2 to 3 hours daily study to complete CPA by 9 to 10 months? I think again, I'm telling you, don't put a deadline. You can definitely do it. Saturday, Sunday, just double the time. Like 2 hours you used to study. Saturday and Sunday, you can study 4 hours. That's what it would be, right? Which is better, CPA or CFA? Again, it depends, guys. If you want to go into equity research, into the investment banking, I would say after CPA, you can do a CFA. CPA plus CFA is a good combination. CFA standalone is not a good qualification. I would say after the manager, I mean to the promotion level, at the entry level, CFA is very good. But if I want to become a manager, I don't think so. With CFA, you can become a manager because CFA doesn't have managerial subjects. That's why we tell that along with CFA, one should do an MBA or should do a CPA in order to become a manager. Okay. So I have cleared CA Inter and I'm going to write my BCom from IGNOU in February. What is the ideal time to join for CPA? I think you can join now also. So that's not a problem. Can I get job in European countries after doing CPA? I think yes, you can get it, but the opportunities are not so high like what we have in ACCA. Okay, I think SCA is very good if you're planning to move to European countries, but doesn't make think that like CPA, so you can't move. You can definitely move, but ACCA would add a very good value if you're moving to European countries. Okay, so that's how it is. What is the exam structure of the CPA exam? That's a good question. So CPA exam comprises of 4 subjects only, guys. Like ACCA have 13 papers, 14 papers. CPA exam only have 4 papers. That's all. You have FAR, financial accounting reporting, which deals with US GAAP and IFRS. You have auditing. You have regulation, which is dealing with US taxation. And then you have business environment and concepts, which is BEC. So these are the 4 subjects which you have in CPA. Should not take much time to complete this. The exam is every month this year. So every month, January, February, except Saturdays and Sundays, the exams are not conducted, right? MBA after CPA or before CPA, I think anyways is fine. After CPA also it's good, or before CPA also it's good. But I would say first to do a CPA because CPA has more advantage than MBA, right? Right now, MBAs are not being hired more in the finance because CPAs are more considered because that's their specialization. So if I have an MBA finance guy and I have an CPA and I'm doing for a US audit hiring, I will never hire an MBA person. I'll always hire a CPA because that's a specialized qualification, right? So that's what it is. Yes, you can, Ashu. Okay. I think that's all we had. If anyone have any questions, they can raise their hands, guys, in the webinar. I can take it up. Yeah, I can unmute some of them if you have any questions. Okay, Ranpal, I have one question. I saw Ranpal raising your hand. Okay, anyone else? One question I've come, I've paid. Yes, you can start, Jigar. That's not a problem. Okay. Yes, anyone having any questions in Zoom, you can please raise your hands. If you have anything, I have one question again. Till when will the CP exam be conducted in India? Will there be any change in this later, that is after 2021? Kalyan, I think the exam is permanent in India. That's what we have done a session with NASBA and AICPA, right? I don't know if you have gone through our YouTube videos. Please go through our YouTube channel. There is a video which we have done with NASBA and AICPA. वो लोग खुद आके बोले हैं, right? Not like other institutes telling something. I have just brought AICPA and NASBA. Now, what more you want for a credibility of Simandhar Education, right? We have brought AICPA and NASBA itself in the webinar. They have never done any webinar with any institute, either be in US or anyone except Simandhar, right? So you can watch that video where I brought the AICPA heads and NASBA heads. It is there on YouTube, session of AICPA and NASBA, right? Do watch out that, Kalyan. They have spoken there and they said that we are conducting CPA exam in India with no end date. That means the exam is mostly permanent unless and until Institute of Chartered Accountants of India have certain concerns here and there. So there might be some hiccups, but anyways, the exam is also in Nepal also. So you don't need to worry. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Is there any fast track to complete the learning course? There is no fast track. Everything happens with patience. Nothing happens in seconds. Okay. Rome is not built in a day, Vishal. I hope that clarifies. That's all we have, guys. If you don't have any further questions, I can still wait for a couple of minutes. If anyone have questions, last 2 minutes, if anyone have question, can put it up on the YouTube or on the Zoom. How is the preparation to CPA online classes, Aradhana? That's what I said. We have our live classes. If people miss any of the online classes, that live classes gets subsequently recorded also. So Aradhana, you don't need to worry. Our live classes are already getting recorded also. In case you miss any of our Simandhar live classes, recorded classes are also there. You have Becker recorded classes also, Becker product also. After that also, if you are failing, then there is something really wrong in Simandhar or something that Sripal Jain have not done properly. Okay, there is too much of support. I don't think so. You should have any issues whatsoever, Aradhana. I live in US. Can you give me email address to contact? So info@simandhareducation.com. That's our email ID, right? You can also visit our website www.simandhareducation.com and get all the contact details. We are on YouTube also. There all the contacts are there. I have just commented on that particular thing also. You can go through the comments and visit the website and get registered with the counselors. I'm doing job and can attend class over the weekend only. How fast can I complete? So Ishan, you should be able to complete, I think, by majorly 6 to 7 months. I think within 6 to 7 months, you should be able to complete your first revision. And I think overall 9 to 10 months, you should complete your CPA exam. So quarterly, every quarter, one section, you can take it up, Ishan. If you try to hurry up, you might be pressurized and you might do injustice to yourself. Okay. Do you provide ACCA coaching? If yes, what is the cost? We don't provide any ACCA coaching, Manoj. We provide only diploma IFRS because I think that diploma IFRS is equivalent to ACCA for me, at least in India, not other places. Okay. So DIP IFRS, you can do it because ACCA, the only thing the Indian companies right now are requiring is the IFRS knowledge. So I think that is what you should aim for, less costlier also. CPA qualify, can it provide services to US clients? Definitely yes, Kajal, that's right. Nakul, what is the timeline for taking CPA license after passing CPA exam? 3 years, Nakul, you have time, but they always extended, but you should take it at 3 years. We will get you the license within 1 to 1.5 years. You don't need to worry. We do provide end-to-end licensing support also. So no need of worrying at all. Okay. Will CPA become tougher with more students applying as exams will be now conducted in India? That's a myth. It's not like chartered accountancy where they'll make tougher and all sort of things. They really don't care about demand and supply. They just want to be they want people to do CPA and pass that. So there's nothing like that. It will become tougher and all if the exam is in India and all. There's nothing like that. Sir, I'm interested to learn for US CPA. So can I apply? Yes, you can do it. Okay. Ashu, I have clarified, we don't provide ACCA coaching. We only provide diploma IFRS, right? So that's what we do it. Apart from diploma IFRS, we provide CPA, CMA, enroll agent, and CIS, certified internal audit. You can visit www.simandhareducation.com for more details. Okay, then guys, I think that's all we had. This 1 hour of rapid fire with non-stop Q&As, because today I didn't give any presentation or any slides or anything. And that's all we had from today. Thank you so much for attending this live webinar. And please guys, put up some of the comments on the YouTube, on the videos, and let me know what more you want, what more relevant questions you need for me to do a webinar or a video on. I definitely do that. Okay. Your feedback would be really grateful for me. And it will be really valuable also for me so that I can also improve and cover up all the questions which you have in your mind. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.